This is a proper brutal one. Oh my God. Welcome back to the trail, everybody. Today I'm doing a backpacking trip I've wanted to do for a long time. I'm going up to Tuck and Robin Lakes, right in the heart of the Alpine Lakes Wilderness here in the Cascade Mountains of Washington. The views from Robin Lakes and up Granite Mountain look absolutely incredible. So I think it should make for some pretty decent landscape images. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. Got the Mamiya 7 II, and I actually brought a bunch of rolls of Kodak 250D Vision 3 film spooled into 120 rolls. So that's what I'm going to be shooting on this adventure, and I also brought a couple rolls of Velvia, so if the conditions line up, I'll definitely try to shoot a roll or two of that. But I need to get up there, get a campsite, get ready to go for sunset. I always seem to start these backpacking trips a little bit later than I want to, so gotta hustle up and get up there. Let's do it.
On a golden plain, the night harvesting my pain.
So, unfortunately, or fortunately maybe if you want to look at it that way, the first 2.5 miles or so of this trail is completely flat, and all the elevation gain is in the last 2 or 3 miles. So it's going to be a steep one at the end of this, but from what I've gathered, it's worth it.
What else would you take aside from my smile, my grace? I'd give up there.
All right, I am walking past Highest Lake now, which is kind of the last indicator of flat ground for a while. So coming up in just a little bit, going to begin the elevation gain. I would have liked to have been able to stop and take a dip or take some photos, but in a bit of a rush to get up to Tuck and Robin, so we'll save the cold plunge for one of the Robin Lakes.
On a winter day when I was lying in the hay, the trials of my love.
Well, this is the infamous corner. Past this corner, there's not a whole lot of flat ground left. This is where the elevation begins and my fun ends. I suppose a positive way to look at things is that I basically had 3 miles of warm-up. So now my legs are at least a bit loose. Unlike my last backpacking trip that just started with straight elevation gain. So at least you get a nice, 3-mile warm up, and then they hit you with that good old 3,000 feet of gain. So trying to see the bright side of things here. Pretty sweet view of one of the snow fields on the way to Mount Daniel. Still got a lot of snow on it, actually. I just passed a couple on their way down from Tuck and Robin, and they said that there's still plenty of campsites up there and that it's really thinned out since the weekend, so not too worried about getting up there super quickly to try to get a campsite, because it sounds like shouldn't have any issues finding one. So That's nice, feeling a little bit more relaxed on the rest of the way up now, and found a perfect little stream to cool off the face. It fires me up. All right, we have made it to the fork in the trail. We continue straight to go to Marmot and Jade Lake. If you continue down this path I'm on now, well, we're gonna end up at Tuck and Robin. And it's actually not too much further distance-wise to Tuck and Robin Lakes, but we do still have quite a bit of elevation to go. Probably another couple thousand feet. It's gonna be a bit of a grueling one, but so far we're feeling pretty decent. Well, on the map, it definitely looked like this trail isn't very switchbacky from the fork up to Tuck Lake. Kind of looks like it's just straight up, which honestly, I'm kind of down for. Let's not waste any time with these, you know, drawn out switchbacks. Just get me up the damn mountain. It's gonna hurt one way or another. Oh yeah. This is how you gain some elevation, people. This is steep stuff. Getting a little fuel in to the last push up to Tuck Lake. Yep, got about half a mile, 500 feet of elevation. Oh, the bugs this year, brutal. Feeling pretty good overall, actually. All right, I gotta keep moving. I'm getting eaten alive. It ended up taking me a bit longer to get up to Tuck Lake than I initially expected, and I was a little worried about making it all the way up to Robin Lakes and getting my camp set up before sunset. So I ended up finding a pretty sweet campsite right at Tuck Lake and setting up there and lightening my pack weight, because that final push up to Robin Lakes is about 1,000 feet of gain in just under a mile. So I wanted to get up there as quickly as I could and have plenty of time to shoot. But once I got up to Robin Lakes, I quickly realized that probably should have done a 2-night trip up there and just camped up at Robin Lakes, because it was just one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. Campsite established. Peanut butter and jelly about to rip. Well, this definitely rivals some of the best views I've gotten in the Alpine Lakes area. Really, really incredible, and I think it's only going to get better the closer I get to Robin Lakes. Probably the steepest section of any hike that I've done. It's pretty gnarly, but at least it's beautiful too. Brutal and beautiful. Properly wrecked. I think I'm about halfway up there. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Okay, I think I have about, well, just less than half a mile to go. Another 250 feet of gain. I'm telling you right now, if I don't see a lake over this ridge right here, I'm finding the nearest vertical cliff and hucking myself off of it. Well, I am happy to report that I have made it to, I almost forgot what these lakes were even called. Robin Lakes. This is very reminiscent of the enchantments. These like big boulders, kind of more barren as far as trees go. This looks very much like something you'd see in the enchantments, and it's obviously absolutely gorgeous. I mean, looks like an absolutely incredible place to camp. But again, I don't know if it'd be worth it for just one night. Maybe it would if you got up here earlier like a smart person. This is why you do it right here. Holy shit. Mount Rainier, Mount Adams. Oh my goodness, you just cannot beat the outdoors. Oh, I love it. This is incredible. Well, the sunset tonight is just unbelievable. All the rocks are getting lit up, and I'm having some big time regrets not camping at Robin Lakes. So I'm going to be coming back here 100%, probably without all the video gear, but definitely with my Mamiya again and shooting photos all over Robin Lakes during the daytime. I'd like to climb up Granite Peak at some point too. But we're gonna grab a couple more self-portraits really quick before I begin my jaunt back down to Tuck Lake, which I am not looking forward to at all. That's gonna absolutely suck, but 100% worth it coming up here. It's just unbelievable. I can't even describe it. So looking forward to my next trip to Tuck and Robin already. But let's get a couple self-portraits out of the way before the sun sets over the ridge.
Fight, fight, fight on. Fight, fight, fight on. It's a war worth fighting. It's a war we wage. No one wins or loses. It's the devil's game.
Lower Robin Lake is getting lit up with some beautiful blue hour light right now. So all those rocks look fantastic. Look at the sky behind. Oh my God, it's amazing. We also have a little friend hanging out. I loaded a roll of Velvia into the Mamiya. I messed around, shot a couple long, 1 second exposures with the goat in the frame. He was moving around, so it's going to be blurry, but it might be kind of fun. I might take one more, try to get one more with the goat in the frame, and then I think in about like 3 minutes, the sky is just gonna be perfect, and the lighting will be really great for a longer exposure, wide shot of the whole lower Robin Lake. So I'm gonna do that. I'm usually a fan of some reasonably contrasty and well-saturated landscape photos, but Velvia tends to take things to a whole new level. These blue hour photos are pretty crazy. The saturation level from these slides is wild, and Velvia really tends to lean towards those deep purple colors, so definitely had to do some adjustments in Lightroom. These slides are really purple, really saturated, and a lot of people might dig that kind of classic super saturated landscape stuff, but I had to tone it down a bit because yeah, it really makes those purple colors pop, which is cool to look at on the slides, but doesn't always translate well when you end up scanning them. All right, shot a roll of Velvia of this composition, messed around with a few different exposure times, so hopefully at least one photo might turn out. I'm not even stressing about it though, because I'm going to be back here maybe even before the summer's over. This place is just way too gorgeous, and I didn't give myself enough time to properly enjoy it. So gotta come back 100%. But this is yeah, this has been a wonderful night, and I'm just hoping that I got a good shot of the rock face with some nice deep blue sky in the background, because that would be perfect. But I've let it get pretty damn dark, so this hike down is really gonna suck and be kind of sketchy. I'm excited to get back to camp, make some food, go to bed, and then I'm planning on getting up for sunrise tomorrow and shooting around Tuck Lake, because I think there'll be some good opportunities there. So for now, we're saying goodbye to Robin Lakes and enjoying the view for one last time.
I'll fight on.
All right, let's see how we did. Chicken teriyaki rice. Oh my God, thank you. Well, very, very good day. That hike up to Robin Lakes was tough, but super glad I did it. This is, of course, is hitting the spot. We got some cup of calm tea as well. Oh yeah, this right here is one of those really happy moments in life. It's hard to beat it. Well, with that being said, I will see you guys in the morning.
Well, guess who didn't get up for sunrise? I actually did wake up at 5:15 and looked at the light, and then again at 6:30, but the lake was still completely shaded. I wanted some of that early sunlight hitting the lake, so whatever. I've also been getting terrible sleep the past 2 trips for some reason, until about 4:30 in the morning, and then I finally fall asleep, it seems like, and can actually sleep for longer than 30 minutes, so I thought I'd take advantage of that, I guess. Gonna get up, do some fishing, and take some photos, of course. Make some breakfast. Gonna try to enjoy the morning here at Tuck Lake.
Little diving rock. It's time for the second plunge of the trip. Well, I guess all there is left to do is pack up and finish this roll of 250D that I got in the Mamiya. We got 8 frames left, so we'll probably walk around this side of Tuck Lake a little bit. Mount Daniel's looking crazy right now, so maybe try to get a good vantage point of that, but the light is not very ideal. Well, might as well get into another self-portrait here of me at my nice little campsite. I'm really starting to fully commit to this self-portrait in the Alpine Lakes project. At first it was something that I just kind of like to do, is take a self-portrait or two on each trip, and then I slowly decided that I wanted to make it a actual project, maybe a book someday, and both of these backpacking trips I've done this year so far, I've kind of taken quite a few self-portraits, so hopefully it doesn't come across as too pretentious, because that's not the intention, but it is fun to get some photos of myself up here since I'm all alone, so self-portrait's kind of the only way to go. But I think from just behind me up on the little hill, looking down at the campsite should be pretty cool. Alright, here's the shot. Got the campsite looking pretty good. So, truth be told, I think my expectations for these photos were a little bit higher than what the results ended up being. And at the end of the day, that's totally fine by me, because I've said it before and I'll say it again. That's one of the best parts about landscape photography. Worst case scenario, you end up in the outdoors, getting some exercise in, usually in a really beautiful location. And even if the photos don't necessarily reflect that, I got the memories stored away, and that's all that matters at the end of the day to me. Getting these trips in and, you know, telling the stories via video. I mean, can't ask for much more than that. If I get some good photos, that's the cherry on top, and I did end up with some good photos from this trip, but I think I just could have done a little bit better. And I think getting up to Robin Lakes for a full day of photography would really be beneficial, because the light, although harsher kind of earlier in the day, it'll end up being a little bit more evenly spread out throughout the Robin Lakes area, because I think a lot of those photos up at Robin Lakes suffered from some bad mixed lighting, some deep shadows, and then a really bright sky with some bright mountain peaks. So I need to do a little bit better on my end, planning these trips, getting up there earlier, and making sure that I have plenty of time to shoot. But man, at the end of the day, this was just a phenomenal backpacking trip, and I'm super eager to get back up to Robin Lakes and camp up there for a couple of nights, because this location, man, it's just unbelievable. Squarespace is the best in the business when it comes to building a new website. Whether you're a photographer, artist, musician, or starting a new business, Squarespace has all the tools you need to get a professional website up and running. I recently hosted an entire online photography gallery that featured 100 photographers from around the world on my personal website, and that's all thanks to Squarespace. The website building interface is extremely intuitive, and absolutely zero coding is necessary. They have a ton of fantastic templates to choose from, and from there you can begin to further customize the look and feel of your site to make it unique to you. On top of that, they have great e-commerce tools that let you keep track of orders, inventory, customers, offer memberships, and more. And with fantastic customer service, you're always in the clear if you ever need help along the way. If you'd like to receive 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain, head over to squarespace.com/Brae or use code Brae at checkout to do so.